So when you're ready, we are going to start lying down. So you can just take yourself onto your mat. If you would like to, today, we're going to start in reclined butterflies. So that just means that the soles of the feet come together so that the knees drop out. And if you want to use blocks underneath your legs here, then that can sometimes help to feel a little bit more supported. Now with the arms, you can either have your arms down by your sides, or you can have them on your low belly, or if it feels comfortable, maybe just like kind of goalpost shape, just overhead slightly. If you want to reach your arms over your head, then you can as well, but just be aware of how that feels on your lower back. Once you are settled, we're just going to begin the practice just by taking a deep inhale, so through your nose when you're ready. You can fill up with as much air as you can. And then we'll exhale out the mouth. And we're trying to release all of the air out of the body. We'll do that once more, so just that deep inhale. And then exhaling out the mouth when you're ready. As you reach the end of the exhale, closing the lips and beginning to breathe in and out through your nose. In the breath here, help us to arrive on our mat. Away from your day so far. As the breath smooths out, beginning to be aware of your body and just how it feels this morning. So maybe you'll notice some tightness or tension. You can release that a little as well. The practice today is a practice in gratitude. So really just being thankful for everything that we have and everything that we are. So when you're ready, we'll move a little bit. So if your arms are over your head, if you bring them back down, use your hands just to gently press the legs back together once more. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. If you bring your knees in, just place your hands onto your shins or your knees. We'll take an inhale here. We're going to start to draw the knees in, so lifting your tailbone up off the ground. And then slowly release down on the exhale. If you want to lift the upper body as well as you inhale, just draw the knees in, lift the tailbone up. A little squeeze. Slowly releasing down on the exhale. So just taking your time, just moving into this posture. Starting to align your breath and your movement. Starting to slow things down a little bit. We'll do that once more, so just take your time. And then as you release down again, we'll move the hands just to the back of your thighs. So we're going to move forwards and back here to come up. If you would rather roll over onto your side, you can. You can do that a couple of times, taking your time to massage your spine. And just when you're ready, we'll just start to make our way up. So we're going to come into Sukhasana, our seated pose. If you do want to sit on a block here, then please grab one and make yourself comfortable. So we're going to do a little breathing practice, a little breath retention. And we're also going to associate that with a mudra. So the mudra is called Padma Mudra, and it is a mudra which helps us to really try and bring gratitude up, if you like. So if you bring your hands together, the heel of your hands just gently touch, And then with your fingers, if you take each finger and you're just going to gently press it again, the opposite finger on the other hand. So just the fingertips themselves touch. And if you bend your fingers a little bit, it should kind of resemble, hopefully, a lotus flower. And then you're going to bring the thumbs just towards your heart center. Now with your eyes, you can either close them or just lower your gaze down towards that Padma Mudra. You can look at the Padma Mudra as you breathe. So we'll start with an even breath. I'm just going to inhale for a count of 4, say, when you're ready. If that feels too much, you can always adjust that. And then exhale for a count of 4 as well. Start to move in our Samavriti, our even breath. As I mentioned, we're going to add in a little breath retention. If it doesn't suit you to hold the breath, then please just stick with this. But when you're ready, if you like, on the inhale, at the end of the inhale, you're just going to pause for a count of 1. And then exhale for a count of 4. If you can pause for a count of 1 at the end of that. So keep that going. See how it feels, and you can always leave out the retention if you like. If it feels comfortable and your breath feels easy, perhaps after the inhale, you could increase the retention to kind of 2. Again, only for as long as it feels comfortable. And if it feels okay and you want to increase it, then you're just increasing the retention to a count of 3. Either stick with that or perhaps coming in for a count of 4 on the retention. Breath is still that count of 4. Hold for 4. Release for 4. And pause for 4. We'll do one more round of this. Take your time. And you come to the end of it, just moving back into just an even inhale and exhale. Or if you have a Ujjayi breath, you can move into that as well. When you're ready, we're going to relax the fingers, bring the palms together, and then just gently start to rub the hands just up and down, getting a little bit of heat. When you're ready, release the hands over your eyes, and then just open the fingers. Gently blink the eyes open. And when you're ready, slowly release your hands down. Well done. Okay, we're going to change the cross of your legs here. So you can just bring your other leg in front and start to move a little bit. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale and reach up with both arms. As you exhale, we're going to turn around towards the right side. So using your left hand just on that knee, right fingertips behind you. Just a gentle twist to begin. Back to breathe into it. Keeping your left hand where it is, reach your right hand all the way across towards that left knee. We're going to stretch the shoulders here. So when you're ready, start to push the knees away. Gently pull on the hands. See if you can round your back a little bit. So drawing your belly in, dropping the head down. So it's important with our gratitude practice to start to feel that we can open up a little bit more in the upper body. and create space for gratitude to move into. Now we're going to keep the cross of the arms. We're going to come in for Garudasana. You release the hands, and you can either just place your hands so your hands are on your shoulders, opposite shoulders. Otherwise, cross the arms again, maybe take hold of your forearm, or maybe take hold of that right hand, just whatever feels right. And then if you can, start to gently lift the elbows up. And then move the wrists perhaps out a little bit, so we kind of align the elbows and the wrists. When you're ready, we'll slowly start to unravel the arms. You roll your shoulders a couple of times. And then when you're ready, we'll do the other side. So on the inhale, start to reach up, stretching through the sides of your body. On the exhale, start to rotate towards the left, the right hand on your knee. Breathing into that gentle twist. When you're ready, we'll keep the right hand where it is and reach the left hand all the way across. And as you come in, start to round back a little bit. You start to gently pull on your knees. Just creating an appropriate amount of tension, of stretch. Okay, so again, keeping the cross, we'll just release the hands and come in for either the shoulders or maybe wrapping around a little bit more. Just whatever feels right to you. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release your arms. And again, maybe take a little roll. So we're going to move to all fours now. So just start to make your way around. Again, if you are using blocks, just have them handy. So coming in onto your hands and onto your knees, we'll just do a little cat-cow here. So on the inhale, dropping the belly down, pulling forwards through your chest. As you exhale, start to round in, back the chin and the tailbone. And then start to find the alignment with your breath again, just moving and breathing at your own pace. When you're ready, move back in towards the center. We're going to come into Anahasana, our heart melting pose. So try and keep your hip over your knee, walk your hands out in front, and then see if you can start to gently press the chest down. So this one, you can either have your forearms down or up. It's really up to you where you want to feel the stretch more. Always use a block underneath your head if you like as well. We'll take one more inhale here. We're going to move back up again, so start to walk your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. And then from here, we'll tuck the toes and we'll lift the hips and we'll press to our first downward facing dog. As you come into this, perhaps keeping the knees really bent on this first one, so pushing up and out of your shoulders, lengthening through the upper back, belly pulling in. Then maybe if you feel comfortable, start to feel length through your legs, taking the heels down towards the ground a little more. If you do want to pedal out, just start to bend through one leg and then bending through the other leg. See how that feels. See what feels right to you. So we're going to come in for a little flow with our heart melting pose. So when you're ready, on an inhale, lift your heels up and just lower your knees to the mat. So we're coming into an all fours position. As you exhale, we'll walk the hands forward and just gently press the chest down towards the mat. As you inhale, start to move back up so that the hands come directly under your shoulders again. And then on the exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips, downward facing them. Let's do that again. So inhale, lift your heels up, keep the belly in as you move forwards. Exhale, walk the hands forwards and press the chest down. Inhale, move back up, hands under the shoulders. And exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips downward. So we'll stay in down dog, you come in this time. This time we're going to do a little crouching downward facing dog. So still pushing up and out of your hands. Take an inhale, lift your heels up and then bend your knees, but keep pushing your hand through your hands. So you're really stretching through your back as the knees go down. And then on the exhale, start to lift the hips up and really straighten the leg. So we'll do that again. So inhale, heels lift, the knees bend. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Let's do that once more. So inhale, lift the heels, lower the knee. Exhale back. Now this time as you inhale, lift the heels up. We're going to walk up towards the top of your mat. So just use your feet and walk towards your hands. When you get there, we're just going to fold forward. So you might need blocks here, but you can either have your hands on your legs or on the ground if they can reach. And then from here, we're just going to very gently bend into your right leg and see if you can straighten your left leg a little bit more. We'll change sides to bend the left leg and straighten the right leg a little. Let's do that once more. So bending into your right leg. And then bending into the left. So this time maybe bending both legs as you inhale, will lengthen forward, so stretching through your spine as you move up. And on the exhale, just folding all the way back down. As you inhale, we'll reach up. So rising all the way up to the top. On the exhale, we're going to fold all the way back down again. So take your time as you move all the way down. Inhale here, lengthen forwards through your spine. And on the exhale with the hands down, we'll step back with your right leg. So we're going to lower the right knee towards the mat. Knee over the ankle on your left leg. We are going to lift the chest here, so start to lift up. And then maybe reach the arms up. So start to let the hips sink down a little bit. So keep that knee over the ankle. And you can definitely stay here. If you want to, we're going to move through it a little bit. So as you inhale, we're going to reach up with the arms. And on the exhale, we're going to pull the arms down, so squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up through your chest. Do that again, inhale, reaching up. And exhale, pull the arms down. Let's do that once more, so inhale to lift. Exhale to open. Now this time, inhale, reach up. On the exhale, we'll release the hands down towards the mat. When you get there, tuck your toes, lift your back knee and step back to a plank position. We're going to lower to the ground, so lower your knees first. And then bend your elbows and lower your chest down towards the mat. As you inhale, lift the chest forward, so peel the chest up. And on the exhale, keep pushing back, so onto your knees first. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips downward facing. So as you come into that, maybe take a deep inhale through your nose and just sigh out your mouth. When you're ready on your next inhale, lift your heels up, looking forwards and step or walk towards the top of your mat again. Again, just fold forwards towards your legs. So we're going to come in for a little twist here, so you can use a block, or maybe you can take your hands between your feet. Now we're going to bend into your right leg again, so the left leg stays straight. And your left hand, you might just take it onto your left hip, or maybe you could start to rotate round and reach the arm up. And just see how it feels. And if you don't have a block and you feel it's too much for the ground, You always put that right hand onto your left leg somewhere and then use that to just try and take one more inhale. And slowly release all the way back down. I like to change side. So bend into your left leg, hand on the ground or maybe on a block or on the right leg. And then take your right hand onto your hip or reach and open through your right arm. Again, just see how it feels. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release down. Bending both legs again. Inhale, lengthen forward, so stretch through your spine. Exhale, hold all the way back in. As you inhale, we'll reach up. And on the exhale, we're going to go all the way back down again. So take time, bend your knees, hold towards your leg. Inhale, lengthen forwards. And on the exhale with the hands down, the left leg goes back. As you take it back, the knee lowers down towards the mat, knee or ankle on the front leg, and we'll lift the chest up again. Again, start to feel that the hips can drop down, the shoulders are nice in the back. Yeah. And then we'll move through it if you like. So as you inhale, stretch up first to get that nice length through the body. Exhale, open, pull the arms back and down, opening up your chest again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open the chest. Let's do that once more. So lift and lengthen. And then open. Now this time as you inhale, we'll reach back up. And on the exhale, release the hand back down. Tuck the toes, lift your back knee, and step to plank. So once more, we'll lower the knees down. Bend your elbows, lower your chest all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, start to peel your chest up. And as you exhale, push back onto your knees, tuck your toes and lift your hips downward facing dog. Again, if you'd like to take a cleansing breath here, a big inhale, and then just let it all go. Okay, let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, lifting your heels up, looking forward, step or walk towards the top of your mat. Lengthen on the inhale. Hold back in on the exhale. As you inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, just drawing the palms together, so in front of your heart. Take a moment just to see how things are opening up a little bit, hopefully. Starting to feel gratitude for being able to practice on your mat. Okay, release the hands, open the eyes. So we are going to come into a few classical sun salutations today. So at the top of your mat, you can either stand with your feet together or apart. You can modify this to make it harder or easier in your own way. So we'll release the shoulders, and just when you're ready on an inhale, we're going to reach up. So big stretch up, maybe looking at your thumb. As you exhale, fold forward, so bending into your knees. Inhale here, so lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, with the hands down, step back with your right leg. So we're going to lower the right knee down towards the mat. We're going to lift up through your arms. Just take a breath here as you come into this first one. And when you're ready, release both hands down. So we tuck the toes under on the back leg. We're going to step to plank here. Again, as you come back, you can either lower your knees or just bend your elbows halfway to chaturanga, so your choice. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And as you exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. So we're going to step the right foot through this time. So look where you're going, step your right foot forwards. This time lower the left knee down. And again on the inhale, we'll lift up through the arms. As you exhale, release the hands down. Tuck the toes under on the back leg. This time we're going to step forward. So we bend the back leg and we step towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms meet the heart. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Lengthen on the inhale. And step back with your left leg on the exhale. Again, the knee lowers down, the chest lifts, and we'll hold here for a breath. When you're ready, exhale, release the hands down. So tuck the toes on the back leg to lift and step to plank. The knees down or up, bend your elbow. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. So left foot through this time. Lower the right knee down. Okay, lift the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Step to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands through the hand. You just close your eyes down just for a moment. How that feels in your body. Okay, so we're going to come in and do our balance, which is Garudasana today. So if you do want to use a wall, please do. If you're using a block, then you can always grab the block and you just place it to the outside of your right foot if you're using it. So we'll start with that one. So we're going to start with our feet hip distance. Bend your knees a little and draw your belly in. You can just bring your hands towards your chest to start. So we're going to take your left leg up and over the right. So if you want to, you can just cross over at the thighs. If you want a little bit less, then you can place your foot onto the block or onto the ground. Or if you want a little bit more, maybe take that foot behind the back of your right calf, just using your big toes to keep that in place. But just see how it feels. Try to avoid it pulling your hips round, so make sure the hips stay more centered. And then if you want to, you can bend a little bit more into that right leg. See how that feels. Steady gaze. Even breath. Now stay with that. If you want to add some arms, maybe wobbly today, take your arms out. We're going to take your left arm underneath your right. So you can either take your shoulders, you can maybe take a little wrap and grab hold of your forearm or your hand. And if you'd like to lift your elbows up, then just start to move into it more. Steady gaze. Even breath. Okay, when you're ready, slowly start to unravel. Just take your time. And as you come out of it, bring your feet and your hands just back together once more. Maybe closing the eyes down, just being aware of how everything feels as you do that. Okay, let's try it on the other side. Hopefully mine is better. The 2 glasses of wine I had last night were obviously not helping me. So separate your feet, bend your knees, draw your belly in, and then when you're ready, bring the hands to the center and take your right leg up and over the left. You might just cross the thigh again if you're using your block. Make sure to take it around with you. And take your wrap. Whatever that means to you. And focus your eyes somewhere. Even out your breath. And then if you'd like to add the arms, just stretching them out, the right under left. Take what you can and move in. when you're ready, slowly start to unravel. Bring the feet and the hands back together once more. Close the eyes down. Release the hands, so open the eyes. You might need your block for the standing postures. You can just have it handy at the top of your mat. I'm going to start with one sun salutation here. So if you do want to avoid that, you can step back with your left leg to warrior one, just where we'll start. But stand at the top of your mat, so feet together or apart. Draw your belly in. So when you're ready, on an inhale, reaching up, looking up if you like. And on the exhale, folding forward. Lengthen on the inhale, so stretch your spine as long as you can. And on the exhale, with the hands down, step both feet back to plank. So you can still lower your knees down if you like here, or bend your elbows halfway to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And on the exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. So the right foot is going to step towards the top of your mat. We're moving to warrior one. So we're going to spin the heel on the back leg. And then we're going to rise up into that warrior one position. So as you come up, maybe reaching up with your arms. Maybe looking up. Start to feel balance in your feet. So remember, the weight in your back foot should be identical to the weight in that front foot. Good. And the knee over the ankle on the front leg. Now, if you'd like to, you can definitely just stay where you are here. Otherwise, we're going to move through it again. So as you inhale, we're going to reach with the arms, so stretching through the side of your body. And on the exhale, we're going to open up through your chest again. So pulling the arms down and opening the chest. So inhale, big stretch up. Exhale, pull the arms down. Let's do that once more. So inhale to reach. Exhale to open. This time, inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, we're going to open to warrior two. So just take your time moving around into that warrior two position. So you may need to widen your legs a little bit. We do want the knee over the ankle still on that front leg. Start to reach through your fingertips and open up through your chest a little. And maybe send your gaze past your front hand. Steady your gaze, keeping your mind present as much as you can. And from here, we are going to reverse this. So we'll start to gently move back with that left hand and then reaching the right arm up. So you might just reach it straight up here. If you do want to deepen it, keep your front leg bent, but move your body back a little bit more. So we kind of back bend a little. Maybe looking up at your top hand. So the idea with this reverse warrior is to try and create space in the upper body for gratitude to moving. And then keeping that sense of space, start to move forward to side angle. So taking your forearm down and maybe reaching your left arm past your ear. And that might be sufficient. You might want to stay here. You could take a little half bind if you like. So that left arm could reach up and then drop behind your back. So maybe you take hold of your hip or your t-shirt, whatever you can. If you do want to come deeper into it, you could also take that right hand down, but keep making sure the chest is rotating up. And if you do want to complete the bind, then that arm goes underneath the thigh and we grab hold of that left hand. Again, without force. Okay, so if you have a ground, slowly release it. Start to move up to warrior two again. And when you come up, we're going to straighten your front leg, which hopefully you'll feel grateful for that because it's no longer bent. So we're coming in for triangle. If you do want to walk your back foot in a little bit, if you feel that it's too wide, then definitely do that. And then push your left hip away, lengthen over your right leg, and release down. So again, to any degree here, you don't have to go far. You just want to feel that you're creating some space in your body, that you're feeling a stretch, which should feel nice. It shouldn't feel like you're kind of straining to get anywhere. Just a stretch, a breath, and a presence of mind. Okay, let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to draw yourself back up again. And then when you get there, re-bend your front leg. And from there, release your hands towards the mat, turning on the toes of your left leg. We're going to step back into a plank position here. So if you step back with your right leg, coming into plank, we are going to hold this for a little bit. So if you do need to, definitely place your knees on the ground. Maybe gently pop out through the upper back. So we keep a kind of roundness so we don't sink into our shoulders too much. And the belly stays full down. So focus your gaze somewhere. Nice, steady, even breath. Let's take one more inhale. We are going to move to the ground here. So if you do want to lower your knees first, do that. Otherwise, bend your elbows. You can lower down in one straight line. So everything touches the ground at the same time. And then release. When you get there, release your arm. Drop your head down. Just relax there. Again, maybe feelings of gratitude for coming out of that and for not being in it any longer. Sometimes we have to have that kind of hardship before we can appreciate what we really have. Okay, when you're ready, we are going to make our way back up. So just use your hands here. Press yourself up just to all fours first. Walk your knees in. When you get there, you might want to move your hips a little bit. Any little movements that you'd like to make. And then from here, we're going to make our way back into downward facing dog. Take your time. We are just going to move on to the other side here. So when you're ready, you're going to step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. So coming into warrior one, heel spins round, heel goes flat, and then lift up. So bending into your front leg, reaching up with your arms. And make sure you feel that you're in the right position for you. So either staying still here, if you want to move through it, on the inhale, we're going to reach up, so stretch through the side of your body. And on the exhale, start to gently pull the arms down and open your chest. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Let's do that one more time. This time as you inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, open up to warrior two. So taking your time, moving into it, finding your warrior two. So how does it feel? That doesn't mean that we don't kind of try and go a little bit further, but we don't want to overdo it. So focusing your gaze, finding your even breath again, moving in. When you're ready, we're going to reverse it once more. So reach back with your right hand, turn your left hand and lift it up. And again, maybe just stay here. Maybe you want to move further into it. Maybe that feels good for you. But only if it does, and only if it adds to the experience for you. So think about opening up through the front and the side of your body. And then maintaining that spaciousness, we'll move into side angle. Start to keep the space as you move forward, so we're not leaning too heavily, reaching straight up with your right hand. Again, if you want more, then maybe take the half bind, so right arm up, bend it behind your back, so that might help to open the chest a little. Maybe you stay here, maybe you take that left hand down and open up the chest there a little. Maybe you come into the bind. And whatever you do, just make sure that it's working for you and it feels good for you. Now done. So if you have a bind, start to release it. Start to move back up, so into that warrior two position. And then gently start to straighten your front leg. So moving into triangles, maybe walk your back foot in a little bit. Start to push your right hip away and lengthen away your left leg. So releasing the hand down to where it will go, maybe onto a block, maybe onto your leg, maybe towards the floor. It doesn't matter, it's just how it feels. So try to align that top arms over the bottom one, so you've got that kind of straightish lines through your arms. And your gaze can be wherever it feels comfortable. Okay, let's take one more inhale. So we're going to move back up again. So draw your belly in, rise back up, re-bending your front leg when you get there. And then release your hands towards the mat. Turning on the toes of your right leg, we're in a lunge. So move back into that plank position again. Do you know what's coming? Try and maintain it if you can. Lower your knees if you need to. You know, we still have to be, we still want to honor our body, and we're grateful for what it can do. That also means that we don't push it and make it become injured in some way. Okay, let's take one more inhale. So again, we are going to lower to the mat, so knees down first if you like, or bend your elbows, lower down in one straight line, and release when you get there. So gratitude, practicing gratitude is a surefire way of making us feel a little bit happier. So even, you know, it doesn't have to be daily, but whenever you remember, just being grateful for everything that you have and everything that you are, noticing it in your own mind can work on helping us to lead a happier life. When you're ready, we'll start to move back up. So use your hands once more and then gently press yourself back up again. So just to all fours, and as you come in, any little movements that you would like to do, then do that. Now our seated posture today is Gomukhasana, and again, it's not everybody's favourite, but it is a really useful pose. If you do want to use a block here, then definitely grab them. So you can either do Gomukhasana, full Gomukhasana with the legs, or half. So if you want to do the full version and you want to come in your own way, that's fine as well. If you want to come in it in the way that I like to come into it, then we're going to move your right knee forwards, so quite a bit, and then take your left knee behind that, so we kind of tuck it in really quite tightly towards the back of that right knee. You need to separate the feet quite a bit, because your feet is where, or the middle of your feet is where your bottom's going to sit. And then we just walk back and we sit into that. If you want to, when you're walking back, you can always grab a block and then place it so that you're sitting on the block, and that will help to lift the hips up and might feel a little bit easier as well. If it doesn't feel easy at all, then you can come into a half variation with me. which means you're going to stretch your legs out to the front. Your right leg will bend and go over the top of the left. And we just stack the knees here with that right foot coming in towards the left hand. We are going to come in for a twist. So whichever one you're doing, this half variation or both legs bent in, you're going to take your left hand onto your right thigh and your right fingertips behind you. So we're rotating around towards that right side. Again, don't worry if you've got the leg, one leg straight or both legs bent, doesn't matter. Now let's take one more inhale here. Come back into the center. We're going to fold forward. So on an inhale again, reach up. So stretch through the sides of your body. And on the exhale, and if you are with both legs bent, you might just bring your hands to the ground. But if you can walk your hands forward a little bit, then move them a little bit further forwards. And if you're in this one with the straight leg, you can take your hands onto your leg or maybe onto your foot, or you could use a strap. Just breathing deeply. As I mentioned, it's not the most pleasant sensation, stretching Gomukhasana, but it's a really effective one. And we just have to distinguish between sensation, which is doing us good, and sensation, which is not doing us good. So, be on the right side of that. Try and use your breath to kind of push through any strong sensation. Rather than trying to avoid it, see if you can move in. Let's take one more inhale. And slowly start to move back up again. As you come back up, we're going to change and do the other side. So if you are with this one straight leg, just swap sides. So bring your right leg straight, left leg over and tuck it in. If you want to come with me to do that full version with the legs, then make your way back into an all fours position. So this time your left knee will move forward and then the right knee will tuck in behind it. Again, make sure they're pretty tight and that your feet are spread as wide as you can get them apart. And if you're using a block, then take the block back with you, place it where you're going to sit, and then sit your hips onto it. Again, if it doesn't feel right, come forwards and do that one-legged version. So once you get comfortable, we'll come in for our twist. So we're going to take our right hand on the left thigh this time, and your left fingertips behind you. Again, breathing into the spine nice and long, and try not to force anything. And then slowly back to the center. So moving forwards this time, so as you inhale, stretching up, and on the exhale, so again, you might just bring your hands down. Maybe you can walk yourself out a little bit. Just work where you can. You can release a little bit into that. And if the sensation becomes overwhelming, then maybe you just need to move out. When you're ready, slowly start to walk yourself back up. So as you come up, we are going to come to the front here. So you can just sit yourself round, swing your legs round. We'll take a little release to the legs here. So just with your knees bent and legs out in front, if you keep your hands behind you, we're just going to do a little kind of movement side to side. So we're just going to gently windscreen out for the legs, over to one side and the other. Now from here, we're going to come back into the center and we're just going to make our way down onto the mat. So if you do have a block here and you want to use it, you could use it for your bridge. As you come onto your mat, just keep your knees bent and your feet flat. And if you're using your block, just push through your hips, lift the hips up and place the block at any height. Just make sure you feel pretty supported as you do that. Or if you'd like to do it without the block, then just lift it up to any height. If you want a little bit more and you're on your shoulders, maybe start to move the shoulder blades underneath your back and link your fingers. All options. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to move out of this. If you've got your hands clasped, release them. If you're using a block, remove it. And as you release down, we're going to keep your right foot flat on the floor. If you lift your left knee up, flex your foot and place it onto your right thigh. Try and keep a little flexion in that right foot. Now you might just stay here. If you want to, you can lift your right foot up off the ground and interlink your hands by the back of the right thigh, so drawing that in. Again, without forcing anything. Both feet a little bit flexed. Now we're going to keep the cross of your legs, but if you release your hands, your right foot can go back down. Maybe spread the arms wide and then lower both legs over to the right side. Your left foot could touch the ground here. When you're ready, slowly back to the center, release the legs. Change sides. So right foot lifts, flex it and place it on top of that left thigh. If you want to stay here, then do. Otherwise, lift your left foot up off the ground and spin the back of your left thigh. Start to draw the knee in. So that left knee pulls in so you get more of a stretch on the outer hip on the right side. And then without uncrossing the legs, release the hands, spread the arms wide, and drop both legs over towards the left. Right foot perhaps facing towards the ground. When you're ready, slowly back towards the middle. Uncrossing your legs, draw your knees in. Any final movements that you would like to make here? And when you're ready, we're going to come into Shavasana. If you do want to put the jumpers, socks on, then please do that. So just finding a comfortable spot when you're ready. And then firstly, just bringing your awareness to your breath. As you inhale and as you exhale. And the fact that each of these breaths gives us life. Then be aware of your heart beating, pulsing, filling with love and compassion and peace, and flowing that back out. Bring your awareness to your eyes that let you see color, faces, smile, nature. the sunrise, the sunset, the rainbow, the moon and the stars, yourself in the mirror. Bring your awareness to your ears, that beam in sound, music, laughter, the voices of those you love, the silence, the beautiful sounds of life. Bring your awareness to your nose that smells the ocean breeze, the aroma of sweet perfume, the flowers, the trees, ready cut grass, the smells that come from the kitchen, cakes in the oven. Bring your awareness to your lips and mouth that tastes and savors and nourishes, kisses and speaks, that whispers and sings. Bring your awareness to your hands that hold and touch and caress and open and close and applaud and squeeze. The arms and shoulders that carry and hug and lift and stretch. Our feet, our toes, the gift to wiggle them, transport you, walk, run, dangle, dance, kick, hold, leap and point. What about your tears? Your sorrows and the strength that you seem to be able to muster to make it through each day. Your awareness to your abundance, your expansion, your evolution, your perspective shifts. The love and light and your ability to see growth and potential in every moment. Now just breathe and feel more grace and ease. And experience the warmth, love and compassion that gratitude brings into your heart. When you're ready, take a deep inhale, so just through your nose. And then just sigh out your mouth. You can do that again if you like. And we'll just start to move a little bit when you're ready. So through your fingers and your toes. Perhaps stretching your arms over your head, just taking a full stretch. As your arms come back over, just bending the knees, taking bigger movements. You can roll over to your side if you like. And then just when you're ready, we'll just start to make our way up. Take your time. And just find a comfortable seat when you're ready. Bring your palms together just in front of your heart. Leaving a little gap to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the gratitude practice that we did. Thank you very much, everyone. Well done. I'll just stop this recording and unmute yourself if you like.